Okay, sorry about that, you guys. My computer was doing something and the timer just now popped up. It's acting weird today. Normally I don't make videos on the weekends. But I figured since it's totally quiet, because my husband took all the kids to work with him, that I would make one real quick. He's supposed to be off this weekend, but it looks like he might be working. No fun. He opens and another one of his best friend closes the office during the week, and of course they all work nights and weekends off and on call, which they normally do from home. But he got a call while we were cooking breakfast that he didn't get to until right after we cooked breakfast, to find out that the guy who does the closing, who was supposed to be off today, was suddenly on today, and the phones have been going crazy, and they can't remote in from home. So he was heading into the office to try to see what was going on, and my husband wanted to look at something outside of the office anyway. So he decided to run to the office and see if he could help his friend, because his friend's technically supposed to be off today because he had somewhere to go out of town, and now he's stuck here with phones blowing up because nobody can get on to the stuff they need to at the hospital. So there's silence in the house. So while there's been silence, I've been working on baby hats. I was thinking this morning, I made waffles. And I got this bright idea that would be really cool is to see how many things I can make with the waffle iron. So it's going to end up being like, I'll probably take pictures of it and then like make a little video, but so far we've got like 24 things that I found online so far. As far as this goes, I don't know that I will make the crab cakes. I don't have any crab meat. It depends on how expensive it is. And the carrot cake I probably won't make, just because nobody really eats carrot cake in my house besides me, and I don't need a lot of carrot cake. I'm trying to lose the weight, not gain the weight. Oh, and bread pudding. Bread pudding is another one that does not go over well in our house, so it may not get made. On the confetti cake, anything that says cake on this list, I tend to only make cakes from, you can't see that, can you? Sorry, let's go up some. I tend to only make cakes from scratch, so anything that says cake on here, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. Even the one that says, I'm looking for brownies, I don't know how I'm going to do that, and I'm sorry, I know it's backwards to you guys reading this. I don't think anything of ever reading backwards because I tend to read backwards and upside down all the time. I'm helping my kids, their homework's constantly upside down and I'm reading upside down, so. But I tend to do my brownies from scratch, so I'm not sure how well they will handle the waffle iron, but sorry. But I might try. The s'mores will definitely be different because I don't know what theirs entail. I'll have to look that up. Like the cinnamon rolls, I would have to make those from scratch. A lot of these are actually things that you would buy pre-made. The pizza rolls, you use either crescent rolls or biscuits according to what I was looking at. I don't remember. All of the cakes, you use cake mixes. The brownies, you use brownie mix. The cinnamon rolls, you buy pre-bought cinnamon rolls to make it. My thing is, and there's nothing wrong with buying the pre-made stuff in the store. I do it occasionally, but I have found that I don't tolerate it really well. I don't know if it's like some of the preservatives they put in it or what they do to it. I don't know. It's not a gluten issue. I know that because I use regular all-purpose flour. All kinds of things with gluten in them. So that's not my problem. I don't know why. I think it's just become a taste thing. We've gotten so used to me making like bread and brownies and cakes and everything from scratch that don't have the preservatives. They only last for a day or two versus almost a week in most cases for most things. That it's just we've become accustomed to the taste of the other. And so we don't like the preservatives. It actually kind of tastes kind of gross sometimes to us. So it is what it is. But I'm still willing to give it a shot. I actually saw one, and it's on the list, for cheeseburgers. You do everything on there. I don't know how in the world they got the cheese on the cheeseburger and still put the indentions in the cheese, because it seems like the cheese would melt and stick to the griddle, to the waffle iron. Apparently my husband put the lid. We'd take and make bacon in the morning, and we save the grease and put it in a canning jar with the canning lid, and that's what just popped. It cans itself. It gets so hot that it cans itself on us. But I'm thinking, like, on the cake mix and stuff and the brownie mix, I might try these during the week while my kids are at school. And what I may do, well, I don't have it in meat jars. I was going to say I might can some of it so I don't have to have a mess load sitting around the house. But I don't have enough of those size canning jars that I would need. Mine are all bigger than what I need. Well, that kind of bites. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a month-long project then. Maybe I'll try doing, like, as far as like the French toast is no big deal. We do breakfast for dinner. We have breakfast tomorrow to go, so that I could do for breakfast, no big deal. But like the brownies and the cake and stuff like that, I don't want to make it all at one time because then it wouldn't get eaten. So I might do like a different thing here and there as we go. Although if I would have thought while he was gone taking the kids already this morning, I would have went to the grocery store because we got to have eggs for tomorrow. But that's okay. But so there are some of these that I'm interested in looking into making, and I may just have to spread them out throughout the month and have it be like a special video at the end of the month. Oh, I don't know why I'm yawning. I'm so sorry. I seem to yawn all the time. No matter how much sleep I got. I don't know. But what I'll do if I do these videos, I'll kind of keep the recipes I use for them in a file, so that way in case you guys end up seeing something and want to try it, and you want to try the homemade versus store-bought, you'll have it. I'm looking at my ponytail holder. I don't know if you can see. Oh, there. If I use my forehead as the backdrop, you can see where right here it's splitting. So it's got the where they glued it, like scratched my arm. That's what I was messing with. It hurt. I wear them as bracelets. And my youngest thinks that he's supposed to put his hand through them and twist them up and call them handcuffs. So I'll do that. I'll keep up with the stuff. I wanted to do the eggs on it this morning and with breakfast because I made actual waffles. And I guess my husband didn't like that idea very much. He thought that it all just stick and be just a big huge mess. I'm sorry I keep looking at the door. I keep hearing these loud noises. I keep forgetting we're having a neighborhood yard sale. And I didn't feel like getting up at 5 o'clock this morning to get ready for the yard sale, so that's why all my stuff went to Salvation Army. And it helps them out. And I'm still not done. I've still got a garage to go through. So we got all kinds of crazy people driving through the neighborhood. So I'm glad my kids are not outside to play today. I got another hour and 45 minutes till the neighborhood yard sale's supposed to end. And we've got a guy like this dumbass right here, driving a motorcycle as fast as he can up and down the road. People are stupid. Anyway, I don't know what you guys have planned for this weekend. It was supposed to rain all weekend. There's a little bit of gray clouds I can see kind of peeking around the side there by my front door. We have the front door and the back door open, letting air through. I need to go open the bedrooms because it's getting a little warm in here. My husband's waiting for the grass to dry some. He wants to cut the grass. But I'm thinking that today, if he has the kids rake up the grass, I'm not helping like I did the last time. I had a nasty pinch spot right there that had like this huge blister come up on it. And ended up, my kids really didn't do much of it. I did most of it, so I think I'll stick to being inside the house today. That and my face is, like, it looks really red, and it looks kind of bad in the picture to you guys, I'm sure. But, like, this is just actually the rosacea that's red. I haven't put any of the rosacea cream on it yet, simply because I just did the scrubbing of it with the medicated face wash stuff, and I don't want to got something in my eye. Cross the two too much. I've got like minor breakout here, here, and here. Oh, and on the nose. But like most of it's cleared up. Usually it's really bad, and it's actually pretty good today. I'm thinking some of it's like hormones are totally out of whack, but that's okay. And as you can see, like if I rub on it, like watch. See how much redder it gets? How funny is that? Like if you're rubbing on it. Not real hard. My hands are barely grazing over it. Look how red it gets. Like, I don't know if my forehead does it or not. The forehead does it a little bit, but not bad. It's mostly my nose on my cheeks. But see, as I leave them alone, it starts to go back. Is that funny? I find that funny. Don't ask me why I just shared that with you guys, but I find that funny. I don't know. Guess I thought maybe y'all would find that funny. I got an eye goober, or as my kids call them, eye boogers, I think. That's messing with my eye. Today I'm just being very personal, aren't I? Oh well. But I really need to get to work on some of these projects too. I'm like so not where I want to be for October. Although I think what I might do, Pam has the temperature scarf, blanket, whatever everybody's making along. I know there's scarves and blankets, and I don't know if there's anything else. I think one person mentioned maybe doing a hat into a scarf or something, because the scarf would be super, super long if not. Mine's going to be a blanket. I've already decided that. I'm going to do a blanket. I'm just in debate on how I want to do it, because I kind of want to loom the blanket, but I kind of want to crochet it. Okay, hiccups now. Granted, I've got a blanket on my loom right now, and I'm thinking crochet would be easier. I can make the squares and then attach them at a later time. But first I have to pick my yarn. I thought I had it all picked out. I was using my stash list on Ravelry, and that was great, except for I didn't pull the yarn out of the stash, and my kids have been getting into it to make things for each other for Christmas, which is great. I'm glad they're thinking of each other and they're wanting to make stuff. But at the same time, when it comes to picking colors, I wanted to have full-size skeins of the yarn that I could put away to just use for that blanket, so that I wouldn't have to go buy more if I don't have to. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go online and pull the temperatures for last year and see roughly how many days were in each category. And then, because now that I've done that Wizard of Oz blanket, the inside pieces, I know roughly how many squares I can do. Like I had 2 skeins of each color of the main colors. I'm looking at the blanket across the room because I'm thinking. And I want to say, in order to do like the red and green 2 sections, it took me 1.5 skeins to do both corners of one color. So I'd have to count that up square-wise to see how many that is. But I don't think it would be super, super bad. And that would kind of give me an idea, because then I can compare it to last year's temperatures and kind of get an idea of how many versus how much I would need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, 31, 32, 33, 45, 46. Looks like I could do like roughly 37 squares easy out of 1.5 skeins. And of course that still leaves some yarn left over, so I would be able to make more than that. So I'm thinking probably between 40 to 50 squares from 1 skein of yarn. So that's why I'm kind of trying to decide what to do the best. And I'm thinking what I might do too is I'm going to pick like maybe something that has less of it, like I'm not doing anything white. Like white is not going to be a main color. So I'm thinking I do have some white left from this blanket. I should have some left because I've got some from other like small bundles, little balls left of white. So I might pull the white in any day that we have snow, because there's very few days that we seem to ever get snow, and do like I did on the Wizard of Oz blanket, which I have nothing here to really show you. We'll just kind of imagine this as a square. Okay, it's actually one of my rectangles for that blanket, but as a square, and do like the white on the inside for snow, and then whatever the temperature is, it would only be 1 row of so it would be, hang on, let me see if I can, I'm going to see if I can finagle this so that you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about, what I'm thinking here. There. But kind of like this. If you imagine, ignore the green here. I'm done here. Here we go. So it would be like that, and be just a little spot in the very center that would be white. Everything else would be yellow around it. Or not yellow, but the temperature color for the day. And that would let me know that it snowed that day. And then take and for rain, see, that's going to be the hard one, because I do think I have some skeins of like light blues I was going to use, so I may have to change that out. But like on rainy days, use a blue, a light blue, and put that in the middle with the temperature color around it. But I think what I'm going to do, because I'm odd, and I want the blanket to sit so that it's going to be big anyway. I'm not even trying to kid myself on that. But what I want to do is I want to take, I'm trying to see if I can think of how I can show you this and make it make sense without it like totally not making sense. Well, this will actually work right here. I forgot I had done these. This is, I laid out January on a graph. So starting at I don't know what day January 1st is on 2015, but apparently it's on, I'm thinking a Thursday, because I usually do Sundays through Saturdays. If not, it's however January set up. Sorry, it's like flopping around, and I'm trying to see so I can talk to you at the same time. But if you see on here all these scribbled parts, that's actually going to be rectangles. I'm actually going to put rectangles in there, so that would actually be 2 rectangles, or I might just keep it as small squares. I don't know yet, but it's going to be a variegated color. I've already decided, since I don't want to do temperatures as variegated colors, because that would make it really hard if I happen to have, say, rain or snow that day. It would just kind of get really confusing. I have a random hair over here that's driving me crazy. But I just can't seem to get out of the yarn. Oh, because I loomed it into my hat. But I'm going to use some variegated yarn because I've got some really cool colors. And I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do every month the same, I don't think. I don't know yet. But I'm going to do those days that are non-temperature days in the calendar. I've got the entire year on graph paper like that, just in case you're wondering. So I'm going to take and create an entire month for the blanket. It's going to be a square, and then I'm going to do a variegated rectangles that way, and those I might actually will get filled in and done just whenever I happen to have time. I would say I'd start on them now and have them done ahead of time, but I got Christmas presents to work on, and I'm like so far behind. So behind. What would be awesome, I need to get out my mom's yarn and get her scarf done. Too, because I need to get that done. There's so many things I've got to get done. It's not that funny. Anyway. So, I need to get my yarn picked out and put away so my kids can't get to it. But I want to kind of compare last year's temperature days, so I make sure I've got enough of the right color. Either way, I'm thinking if I can do 50 squares from 2 skeins, or if I can even do 20 squares from a skein, that should be good for each color. So I'm not going to be as worried about it. And for the most part, I'm trying to stick more so with the normal solid colors and not stuff like, I'm going to use the glowworm and the flame, I'm thinking. I don't know yet because those look awesome together, but I'm thinking those are also a temporary color. That's not going to be a color you're going to find all the time, as it seems that a lot of their specialty colors come and go. But I love those colors. But I want to do, and I think what I might do too is like the, on the variegated yarn, because I'm going to do those sections there, and I'm actually going to put a border. I'm going to just single crochet around it twice, I'm thinking, around the month. Or actually, no, I know what I'm going to do. Because I want to kind of have definition in between each week. So I'm going to do an entire week, single crochet them all together. And then at the end of the month, I'm going to do the entire month with just a single crochet like chain around it. And that way it kind of denotes each month. But I kind of want to change the variegated yarn on some of them. Like I don't want to use the same one all the time. So like for Valentine's Day, I'll use I've got one that's got a lot of reds and pinks in it. March, which is St. Patrick's Day, is a green. So I'll have to find something with greens in it. April, see, that was April Fool's Day. And I'm not sure if Easter's in April or May this year, so whichever one it's in, I'm going to try to pick like maybe a holiday, or like if Easter's in May this year, then for April, because they always say April showers, maybe I'll find something that's more springy type thing or something. But I want to, depending on what I've got in my stash too. And just kind of pick colors that'll look good, and that'll kind of denote each month and separate it. And then whatever colors on the border, I'm hoping to put into the rectangle spacers, I guess is what I'm calling them, to fill out the month. That way each month is kind of hopefully set up. I think my biggest problem is that some months are bigger than others. I don't know if anybody's ever really looked at that. I never had until I started working on this blanket. And I want to say like some months have yeah, some months are 5 weeks long, some are 4 weeks, and I want to say one month actually butts into a 6th week. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to lay out this blanket for the months to make it make sense. I don't know yet. I haven't quite figured that out. And see, the cheeks have gone back to almost normal until I draw attention to them. I don't know. I'm seriously trying to figure this out, but I do want to do a blanket for the year instead of a scarf, because nobody in this house needs a scarf, especially not one that long. Now if I were knitting a scarf, it wouldn't be quite as bad on needles, because of course you only do like 1 or 2 rows for each color, so it'd be a lot smaller. I'm not that good at knitting with needles yet. Still working on it. I did just order some really cheap double pointed bamboo type knitting needles in like vast sizes. I don't know why, because I don't know how to use them. But I do want to learn. I've got some big metal knitting needles, and I'm having problems knitting with those because like I'm whacking myself because they're so big. So I'm hoping maybe these shorter ones, even though they're double pointed, will be easier to knit. I don't know yet. Guess we're gonna see when they get here. And like next year, I'm gonna have time to play with them, and I'm not rushing to get Christmas presents done. Sorry, I keep whacking the little lap desk, and I keep whacking it with my leg. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm working on. I do plan to attempt today, if I can get off my butt, and get some energy going. I want to take, and I'm going to core some apples, and then I'm going to just slice them on the mandolin. And I'm going to try not to slice my fingers this time. And the reason I say I'm going to try not to this time is because I have done it before. I've actually sliced off chunks of my middle fingers, both of them, on there. I want to slice them thin and put them in the dehydrator. I love having like crunchy apple, because we don't go through them all the time that fast, and I get so sick of making apple pie. It only lasts for a day, but I get tired of it. Plus, I've got a coupon I got at Food Lion yesterday when I went and got a few groceries that says you buy 1 bag of apples and you get another bag for free. So I'm fixing to have 6 pounds of apples in the house. So, I'm going to dehydrate those. I put them in a canning jar, and we put them in with our oatmeal and stuff over the winter, when apples prices kind of go up a little higher. So that way we have apples for that, which works for me. Sometimes I do buy bags of apples on the really good deals. Even if they're almost on the verge of going bad, like they're starting to get a little soft, I don't worry about too much, because I'll take those and make apple butter with them. Which my apple butter never did get made last time because everybody ate it on me. And then I want to take some potatoes and dehydrate those. Cut them like really thin and dehydrate them. To have later for things like scalloped potatoes and stuff like that. My oldest child thinks I should try dehydrating carrots. I've never tried it. I don't know how that would work, but I do need to peel some carrots, cut some carrots, and can them. I do need to get that done. I've got a big, huge bag out in the fridge. Hopefully they're still good and haven't gone bad on me already. Carrots seem to last forever. So I do need to take care of that. And I think I've got some kale out there, and I'm thinking I might try to dehydrate some kale. I have 2 dehydrators in case y'all are wondering. So now I'm giving a lot of things out to dehydrate. I do actually have 2 dehydrators, and my husband actually went out to the garden, and our pepper plants had been dying, just because of the weird weather, going up and down, up and down. But now the pepper plants have taken off, so he harvested a big handful of peppers this morning. Our bean plants, we have not been getting any snap beans now for over a month. He went out there this morning and pulled a small handful of beans, they're about that long. We never get enough to really do any cooking or anything like that. Sometimes I chop them up and toss them in salads if they make it that long. Typically, they seem to always bring them in when I'm cooking dinner and I'm starving, and they become my snacks as I'm cooking, so it keeps me from eating everything else and taste testing. But they're good, especially fresh. So I actually took some of the jalapeno peppers the other week and dehydrated those, and it took forever. Those things sat in the dehydrator for over 24 hours before they finally were dehydrated. Because we cheat, and I don't typically rehydrate them. I tend to take and, like, we leave the seeds in them when we dehydrate them. And so when we take them out and use them, we just kind of crush them in our hands. I make them like crushy powder stuff and toss them in with the food to give it that flavor. So, I'm at 30 minutes already. Wow. But that's what we're doing. I do need to get up. I need to get going. I need to go, I guess, work on figuring out my yarn for the blanket, although I really don't feel like messing with yarn right now. So I might not. I might go do dishes because I do need to get those done. And lay something out for dinner because, well, if I don't, we're not having dinner tonight. Although I do have chicken in there, but it's supposed to get really cold tonight and be nice and cold tomorrow. So I'm thinking I want to make the chicken noodle soup tomorrow instead of today. Oh, I do need to see how much I've got sitting in my fridge that's leftovers, because we might just have a leftover night. What is hanging up here? Ah, okay. Sorry, I saw this hanging on my thing, my loom, in the picture, and couldn't figure out what it was. I didn't know what I had any left up there. That's a stitch marker. I did not know I had any more hanging up there still. Thought I had pulled them all. Which means I've got another one of those somewhere. I don't know where it's at. Happens. I feel like I need a nap. But I don't. I don't know. I guess it's time I gotta do some housework because they're going to be back soon, I'm sure. And he's going to look at me and laugh and ask me what I've gotten done, and I'm not saying nothing. Not that that would really surprise him. So, I don't know. Sorry. I get sidetracked to make faces easily. I don't know. But you guys have fun and enjoy your weekend. Whether it's warm or cold or wherever you're at. We're having some warm now and some cold tomorrow. And it's supposed to have rain both days. Try to convince him just to stay inside with me and do puzzles all weekend, and he won't do it. He wants to go mow first. So maybe later. So I will see you guys later.